All right, I thought I'd share my acoustic slash quick setup with you. I know a lot of people are using sample pads these days, and in lieu of a cajon, you just get a lot more bang for the buck as far as what you can do, and the portability factor is still there. I do have a kick pedal, but even that, I throw this in a bag, grab that and go. But I wanted to show you exactly how I go about routing it physically. I know a lot of people talked about it under the hood. I'll talk about that some too. But in here, the great thing about this is you can run it stereo or mono. I'm running it stereo. So I've got two cables coming out to front of house. So those are my tracks and samples. They're all coming out the master out. So all the backing tracks and all the samples come out there. Now I use the sub out, which is right here, and I run that mono for our clicks and guides. So the rest of the band, it's just a little 4-piece in our case. Can hear the clicks and guides, so they come out the sub out menu. Okay, now if you don't have an in-ear monitor, you can actually run audio if you have a channel or a channel available to dedicate for yourself in from the desk right here with your left and right input. Just set the gain switch right there, let's see, to line. And then of course all these volumes are adjustable. Now I will say, you will need to do the homework ahead of time as far as setting levels of the pad and levels of the ins and outs. And in my case, I'm using one more thing. I've got my trigger input here going into it's just a Yamaha Kick Tower sample pad, and then a headphone out. Now at this particular event, I'll be using an in-ear monitor because they have one available. But if you needed to use this for monitoring, you certainly could just run your feed minus your stuff into here, and then you can monitor straight from the device. So let's go into the menu a little bit and talk about that for just a second. So I've got all my kits set up as kits on the kit chain. So just got 3 songs today: Yes I Will, The Blessing, and then Graves. And what I've done is, everybody's talked about the pad link feature. I've linked my clicks and tracks. So clicks are here, and my backing tracks are here. So when that fires off, both will fire exactly at the same time, and then we're rolling. And then each kit, of course, I've got different samples on there. So let's talk about the menu a little bit. So in here in the menu, some of the routing things, this is where some people kind of get a little bit of confusion. So on your common output, that's where you'll do your pad link. I've got pad 1 and pad 2 link. This is also where you can set your tempo and your kit volume. So if one kit's louder than the other, of course, you can customize that and make changes to there. So inside the pad, for let's start with pad 1 per se. All right. So inside the pad, inside the settings inside the pad, you've got where it says Graves click. I've got a volume control of all that I can change. But what's interesting here, well, actually it's not in this menu. Whoops, let me back up. It's in the kit menu. So go to your kit menu. I should have kind of covered this before, but the output tab. Here's where we can do all our routing. So you can see my number 1 pad here, which is also, has a little visualizer here to display. Okay, number 1 pad is coming out of the SPDSX, bypassing the effects, and going to the sub out and the headphones. So the sub out is the mono out that I was sending out that I showed you earlier for the click. So no one out front will hear that, okay? And then if I go over here to my tracks, let's select that one. You'll see that pad number 2 has got my backing tracks, and it's bypassing the effects as well, and it's going to the master out and also the headphones. Now you could change this right here by simply selecting the plus and minus button. So I can run it through the effects, I can run it through different effects, I can just go sub out, or you can just go headphones. In the case of this particular setup, I need to just go master and then of course the headphones and bypass the effects. That's just kind of a quick how-to, way better than playing a cajon for all the drummers out there, and add a lot of flavor to your acoustic sets. Let's face it, acoustic sets aren't even acoustic anymore. There's some sort of electronics with DIs and microphones and things like that. So you might as well just, bring the best you can to the table And hope this helps you. If you guys have any questions, you know, shoot me something in the comments below.